Welcome and thank you for watching News 20 at 5. I'm Giselle Thomas.
And I'm Brea Hollingsworth. We will be starting with some news straight out of Capital City.
A new beginning is coming towards Tallahassee as the CRA gets ready for the redevelopment of the Frenchtown Southside District. On November 9th, a 9-member board full of county and city commissioners voted unanimously for staff to begin the expanding of the area. The board also voted to approve the creation of a demolition program fund, which would set aside $200,000 to assist with the demolition of abandoned and dilapidated houses.
A suspect is now in custody for last week's deadly stabbing in Tallahassee. Melinda Spargo is charged with the murder of her death of her fiance, 27-year-old Joseph Jackson. According to the Leon County Sheriff's Office, last week Joseph was found lying unresponsive on the floor with a stab wound to the chest. Spargo told investigators she and Joseph got into a physical altercation. She grabbed a knife to get him off, and as he walked towards her, she moved the knife forward. She told police Jackson walked into it. Spargo is still in custody awaiting trial. And Florida State University students are trying to make sense of a fraternity pledge who died at an off-campus house party that made national attention. We spoke with FSU students who've been directly affected.
All is quiet along the streets of College Avenue. It's an ironic scene for many FSU students because it's homecoming week.
There have been a lot of mixed reactions. I feel like it just depends on the person you're talking to. For example, a lot of people that are involved in Greek life are very pro, like something needed to be done. A lot of people like me who aren't in Greek life don't really care, but they do agree something has to be done. It's just very mixed.
What should be a happy occasion has now been left in solemn as classmates mourn the death of Pi Kappa Phi fraternity pledge Andrew Coffey. He died at an off-campus house party on Buena Vista Drive. That same weekend, another Pi Kappa Phi fraternity member was arrested and charged with trafficking cocaine.
Any death, alcohol related, is always a tragedy. For me, I have family experience with death related to alcohol poisoning, so it really hit home for me to hear about Andrew's situation. I would like to highlight, though, that it's not just a Greek life situation.
22% of students at FSU are involved in Greek life this school year. FSU President John Thrasher suspended all Greek organizations in the wake of the scandal. A statement posted on Florida State University News reads, quote, "For this suspension to end, there will need to be a new normal for Greek life at the university," end quote.
The National Chapter of Pi Kappa Phi fraternity recently ordered an immediate shutdown of the chapter here at FSU. The chapter is currently home to 150 members.
Many students took to social media to express their condolences to the Coffey family and even their opinions on the matter. Some questioned Greek life on campus and the need to belong.
I absolutely loved the 4 years that I spent here at FSU's Greek life. It created a family environment for me.
Housing placements for students in Pi Kappa Phi are to be determined. The Tallahassee Police Department is currently working on the case, and an autopsy is underway.
The FSU Greek ban is affecting some businesses in Tallahassee. Shay Simon has more from the Multimedia Newsroom. Shay?
Yes, Brea, specifically the Dogwood House has taken a big hit. It's a rental facility where Greek social events are commonly held. According to the owner, they've lost $25,000 so far. The owner, Patrick Strauss, says that 30% of his business comes from Greek sororities and fraternities during the fall and spring semesters. They've already had 3 cancellations. And this doesn't only affect his venue, but other companies that are tied to his, such as catering companies. And that's all I have for you today. I'm Shay Simon, live in the Multimedia Newsroom. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Shay. A former utility employee files a lawsuit against the city and former manager in Tallahassee. Clinton Smith, a former utility employee, filed a lawsuit against electric utility general manager Robert McGraw. The complaint describes a culture of city leaders making decisions to serve their own self-interest. Smith also claims that he watched the city prioritize their friends and families over the needs of the citizens after Hurricane Hermine. Last year, Smith's attorney says they're planning on filing this amended complaint with some minor corrections to the original. The Tallahassee Police Department leads a discussion on what to do in an active shooter situation. Angelicia Bruton tells us more.
After a mass shooting at a church in Texas last week, churches here in Tallahassee, like Paul Russell Road Church of Christ, are looking for new ways to secure the safety of their congregation.
Horrified,
And
disappointed.
is how Minister Elijah Cole felt after the Texas shooting.
Many people call America a Christian nation. Well, people can't be comfortable worshiping in their place of worship for fear that someone will come in and try to harm you.
Looking to protect his congregation, Cole called on the Tallahassee Police Department for answers.
We wanted some type of training to take some of the mystery out of that, to kind of figure out, okay, what do we need to look for and how do we react in a situation?
Tactical Apprehension and Control Team, also known as TAC, met with the congregation to present what to do in an active shooter situation and to answer any questions. The TAC team officials emphasized that in this situation, one must run, hide, or fight. Officials also gave advice on what to do under certain circumstances when you are face-to-face with the shooter.
That's his finish line. So as soon as he walks in, I grab a water bottle and I chunk it at him. Okay? So now his plan has a branch, because he has to decide what he's going to do with that water bottle I just threw at him. Is he going to sit there and let him hit it? Is he going to dodge it? Is he going to catch it? What's he going to do?
The night followed more scenarios, which led to opening the floor up to questions. Cole says his biggest takeaway from the presentation was to work together.
Having a designated person or a designated team, that was big. And then, of course, having a designated entry point so you can control the flow of people coming in and out of your building.
To learn more about what to do in an active shooter situation, reach out to your local law enforcement. In Tallahassee, Angelicia Bruton, News 20.
Paul Russell Road Church of Christ is now working on a safety plan.
The city of Tallahassee is exploring an independent authority structure for Tallahassee International Airport. Stated in a press release by the Tallahassee Chamber of Commerce, the president, Sue Dick, is asking the city of Tallahassee to consider getting an independent authority for the airport. Basically, it would mean the airport would be governed by a group of commissioners. The group would have to be appointed by a government official. The president is also requesting a consultant-based study of the airport, which would allow access to land and use of construction.
City Manager Rick Fernandez deletes his text messages linking him with a lobbyist for FSU game day tickets. A Democrat reporter requested his text messages from September 25th to September 30th, but the city public records came up short, which raised some concern. The text messages allegedly show Fernandez asking and receiving 4 box seat tickets to an FSU game, but Fernandez says he never asked or received them. Fernandez took a paid leave while these allegations are still under investigation, and commissioners are expected to address the issue this week.
Robert Webb was charged with 150 counts of child pornography. Webb's computer was seized and the police found at least 150 photos for children about the age of 10 and younger. Warrants were signed for his arrest on Thursday. In addition to the arrest on 150 child pornography counts, Webb was also charged with possession of child pornography with intent to promote. Webb is being held in a Leon County detention facility.
Coming up, a serial killer has been found in Miami.
Also, there was a false alarm in a Florida airport. Stay tuned. You're watching News 20 at 5. Welcome back and thanks for sticking with us. I'm Brea Hollingsworth.
And I'm Giselle Thomas. Let's switch gears to some national news.
2 men are facing serious charges after police found them with a homemade pipe bomb. Paul Dandon, the man on your left, is an air traffic controller at the Charlotte Douglas International Airport. They're now charged with having weapons of mass destruction. Charlotte police and the FBI are both working together on the case. They say a man named Derek Fells had a homemade pipe bomb that he planned to use on a neighbor, but he told police he had changed his mind and instead gave it to Paul Dandon. Investigators haven't said where the bomb was found or what Dandon's intentions were.
A battery in a security checkpoint camera exploded at the Orlando International Airport. The explosion kept thousands of travelers from reaching their destination on time due to the popping sound from the explosion that was mistaken for a gunshot. All flights were halted for almost 4 hours while authorities investigated the scene. 24 were canceled altogether, and airport officials say the lithium-ion battery in one of the security cameras overheated and exploded.
In Iran, a powerful earthquake has left the region devastated. More than 400 people have been killed and over 6,600 injured. Most of the victims were in the Kermanshah province of western Iran, according to local TV. The 7.3 magnitude quake also claimed lives in northern Iraq, where at least 7 have died. The Iraqi Prime Minister tweeted that health and aid agencies are providing assistance.
Good evening, I'm Angelique Beckford. I'm back with your weather updates. Currently, it's partly cloudy with 74 degrees, humidity at 56%. Winds are moving at 9 miles per hour, and there's a 0% chance of rain. Let's take it to our night forecast. It's mostly cloudy. The weather is going to drop at 53 degrees, humidity at 78%. There's a 10% chance of rain, and the sun will be setting at 5:41 p.m. Let's take it to our area temperatures. Albany has a high 72 and a low 64. Bainbridge has a high 85 and a low 68. Quincy has a high 83 and a low 70. Moving on to Crawfordville, we have a high 84 and a low 63. Mariana has a high 80 and a low 60, and Moultrie has a high 82 and a low 61. Lastly, Thomasville has a high 82 and a low 63. Let's take it to our 5-day forecast. Tuesday is going to be sunny with a high 72 and a low 44. Wednesday is going to be sunny as well with a high 69 and a low 44. Let's take it to our Thursday forecast with a high 73 and a low 49. It's going to be sunny as well. Friday at a high 73 and a low 62. And Saturday it's going to be sunny with a high 75 and a low 51. So we have some great weather coming to you for the rest of the week. I'm Angelique Beckford with your weather updates.
Tallahassee hosted its 95th annual Veterans Day Parade. The Living History Association of United States Colored Troops, the U.S. Navy ROTC, and the Veterans Motorcade were all present for the Veterans Day Parade. It honors the end of the World War I and observes the bravery of veterans who have served in the U.S. military. Organizations and families, friends, and countless supporters flooded the streets to show their gratitude and celebrate the brave men and women who sacrificed their lives to protect the daily freedoms of the American people. So, Angelique, can you give us a quick recap of the weather, please?
Yes, of course, Giselle. So for the weekend, we have some sunny weather as well. Friday, it's going to be a high 73 and a low 62. Saturday is going to be a high 75 and a low 51. And Sunday is going to be sunny as well. So that's it for the weekend.
Perfect. Well, sounds like a great weekend, per se, for the Classic 2 in Orlando this weekend.
Yes, I'm excited for that. You think you're going to go?
Yeah, for
Of
sure.
course. We never miss the Classic.
Well, that's going to do it for us. For Angelique and Jessica, I'm Brea Hollingsworth.
And I'm Giselle Thomas. Have a good night.